Hello, everybody. So it is my pleasure to be here and virtually to be here and to present here one possible view about why do we need basic science for sustainable development. So my name is Hermann Suderow. I'm chair of the cost action SUPERQUMAP and work on superconductivity. I work at the Universidad Autonoma de Madrid in Madrid. So I have been asked by the Academy of Sciences of the Republic of Moldova to share my vision with you on the role of basic science for the sustainable development of mankind. The Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development is the ambitious program that the members of the United Nations have agreed to ensure balanced, sustainable and inclusive development of our planet. Let me start by trying to tell you a personal view of what development means. In chapter 4 of Robert Musil's book, The Man Without Qualities, Musil explains us the ability of humans to figure out quite precisely what could eventually happen, up to the point where he claims that one should attach no more importance to what is than to what is not. I'm not a person of letters, yet I can guess that there might be a connection between the insight of Musil and what we call development. Developing starts by working to gain access to basic needs so as to allow a healthy life. But the purpose of development is to make sure that people can be creative and build new possibilities. Today's development is based on the science made from the 17th to the start of the 20th century. Put yourself on the end of the 19th century. Think of having to take care of cattle, to sell and buy goods in a difficult environment with raging wars or fights, to carry on a craft as a blacksmith, for example, in some dirty European city. You are on travel, preoccupied by your business, and go to have lunch in a tavern called close to Karlsruhe. You hear that a man named Heinrich Hertz had put spheres and other strange devices in the building next door, and that he had been able to send and receive an electromagnetic signal between two well-separated metallic objects without having contact among emitter and receiver. Why would you care about that? You cannot figure out any reason why such waves could help you develop further. But quite obviously, some people at that time knew or felt that creating new possibilities, as useless as this might seem at first sight, is what brings us forward. This allowed Hertz to develop what is the basics of today's radio and all kinds of devices using electromagnetic radiation, as our mobile phones. We now also know that the dangers of basing our development on methods that are based on extracting work from combustion are not sustainable. Based on such methods, we have built a wonderful world full of possibilities, yet at the expense of overheating the planet and consuming limited resources. Sustainable development is possibly the greatest challenge faced by humanity. We need to continue developing ideas and possibilities, but we do not know how to do that without consuming our future, and thus face extinction as one possibility. Basic science is about creating new possibilities. Today we have so-called quantum materials, where we can use the laws of quantum mechanics. The starting point of quantum materials can be set back in the early 20th century. Again, a basic scientist, Heike Kamerlingh-Onnes this time, decided how helium looks like at low enough temperatures, purely out of curiosity. He found the first quantum system. Helium loses all viscosity and becomes never solid, both properties that can only be explained using quantum mechanics. He also found superconductors. Superconductors can carry extreme amounts of electrical energy from one place to the other without any losses. You could argue that all these fancy things only happen when you cool the material so that it becomes superconducting, and that cooling is still quite expensive and generates much more heat than what it draws out of the body to be cooled. This is true, but the efficiency of cooling machines, called cryogenic machines, is improving every day, thanks to the basic science put into the problem of removing heat from a body. Furthermore, once something is cold, we know how to keep it cold for long times. Cooling is so efficient that it considerably reduces the cost and climate impact of the transport of gases. In the future, there will be ships carrying liquid hydrogen, cooled down to minus 250 degrees Celsius. All production and cooling on the basis of renewable energies. Liquid hydrogen will be pumped into airplanes and serve as a fuel. The only outcome of the combustion of hydrogen will be water. Around the year 2050, you will look at your ticket of your last plane travel around the globe, and instead of seeing the depressing amount of kilograms of CO2 you threw into the atmosphere, heating up our planet, you will see the liters of pure and pristine water you gently threw back into the ocean. The new hydrogen liquid will have such a low temperature that it will serve as a platform for new superconducting or new quantum devices, new antennas, positioning devices, computers, etc., extending the possibilities given by quantum materials. Quoting back Musil, anyone possessing the sense of possibility does not say, for instance, here this or that has happened, will happen, must happen. He uses his imagination and says, here such and such might, should, or ought to happen. I stop quotation. The conditional form is akin to good science. It is often misunderstood as something unclear or useless, nothing farther from reality. Basic science is about performing work based on experiments and calculations that put forward new insight and ideas. The conditional form might, should, or ought often provides a powerful idea. Powerful ideas create possibilities and provide solutions to a seemingly unsurmountable challenge, which is building a sustainable economy. We need these ideas more than ever. Quantum materials might, take good note that I say might, help us in achieving this goal, our common goal. Thank you very much for your attention.